My new Weihrauch HW35 review. Servus, thanks for dropping in. You are seeing a happy guy on your screen. What do I have for you today? It's a Weihrauch HW35 and a Weihrauch HW35 export. Don't panic, export doesn't mean high power, it stands for a model type. In this case, coming with a nutwood stock, which comes with additional strap loops at the buttstock and the barrel, while the regular HW35 comes with a beechwood stock. My longtime followers may think, hey, there has been an HW35 review before. And they are right. More than 6 years ago, I made a first HW35 review. It was the first airgun I bought for myself. At that time, a buddy of mine said, if you buy an airgun, buy the HW35. All of us hunters have one of these at home. It's being built for over 70 years now. And Weihrauch built hundreds of thousands of this model. A rifle that managed to stay on the market almost unchanged for more than 70 years while still keeping people excited about it has to be a really, really great rifle. And so we are taking a close look at it again today. So why another review if there's another one already? Well, I don't want to say the first one was bad. Let's say it wasn't complete. And yeah, the video quality wasn't good, the audio quality wasn't good, and the amount of information I shared was not enough. A rifle of this excellence deserves more attention. My result also was not complete. You know my rating system on AirGhandi.de/en, where I have an overview over all guns I tested with ratings in 3 categories: precision, material, and handling. At that time, I had to start with the ratings, and I had nothing to compare it to. I knew I just couldn't give it 3 10s, even if I really, really love this gun. I knew there would be match rifles, rifles from high-end wood variants, carbon or different metals. I just had to leave some room upwards, let's say, for these. By now, I have more than 100 rifles in this category, which I tested, and a while ago I looked at it again and thought, I think I have to redo this. Let's start with the setup you see here. In the front, as mentioned before, the regular HW35 in beechwood without scope. And back here, the model I'm going to shoot for you later is the HW35E. Why will I shoot this one and not the other? It is exactly the same system. I just love the walnut stock. My first rifle was a HW35E with walnut stock. Everybody who follows me for that long knows I sold it for an HW30S just to have the money. And now I have the exact same rifle here again, and it's pretty clear which one I'm going to shoot. I put a Sportsmatch ATP61 mount on it, holding a Hawk Air Max 10x44 scope with a prime lens and a 30mm tube. The rifle sits on Caldwell deadshot bags, and we recently added them to our portfolio at jabolo.de/en. There you can also buy the rifle, only in Germany, the mount, the scope, the tip and range compact vise. Yeah, so you can even buy the filled shooting bags and the full equipment you see here. Now, what are we doing today? We'll make a trigger test, a chrony test, will of course shoot a bit. I have a lot of close-ups for you, and yeah, I put a lot of effort into this. There is a long article at AirGhandi.de/en with more photos, so everybody who's interested in buying this rifle can have all their questions answered beforehand. I hope I don't forget anything. If you should still have open questions, just comment on YouTube or under the article or send me an email. I would be really happy, and what I would be even more happy about, if you bought something at Diabolo, just write a review. right at the product so the next customers have more information to base their decision on. Your opinion counts, not only mine. Yeah, the more people participate, the better the information gets. Okay, enough about the theory, we're getting started now. Weihrauch HW35 and HW35E, 111 centimeters long, weighing around 3.8 kilogram. It leaves the factory with an iron sight, meaning we have a rear sight that can be adjusted in height and left-right. And we have the front sight coming with, I left it hanging here, a small bag with different front sight blades. So you can choose a pointed one, a beam style, or whatever you prefer and put it in your front sight. Next we have the barrel, and here we've got an 11mm prism rail. If you buy a really old HW35, you sometimes get them from 1950 or 60. Then you have to keep in mind they sometimes have 13mm prism rails. We have a few mounts for 13mm prism rails, but maybe not forever. They are not in use that much. Just be aware if you that you don't buy the wrong mount if you buy a used gun. Okay, in this prism rail you can find 3 drill holes. I placed the stopper pin of the mount in one of them. This stops the scope from sliding. Since the gun has recoil, the scope otherwise could travel. If you have an export version or even an FAC, because you have the license or are a hunter, it makes even more sense to use the stopper pin to secure your scope, because you have a much higher recoil working on the scope and your shoulder. Everybody that wants to further improve the shooting experience can buy Air-chose tuning kits at Diavolo. They come with 7.5 and 16 joule. If you have the license, you can have it built in by a gunsmith and raise the shooting experience even further. You can also switch the match trigger record for a tuned match trigger record. They are manually tuned with a setback trigger and have about a third of the trigger weight of the original one for more comfortable shooting. On both versions you can see the beautiful chasing on both forearms with the Weihrauch lettering on the side. Another chasing at the grip saves you from slipping even with wet or sweaty hands. What I can't stress enough, please take care of your guns. Wipe it after shooting, especially the barrel. You can have sweaty hands or leave fingerprints on the barrel. And when you get it from your closet after 2 months, maybe there could be a rust film, which would be really sad. There are models from the 50s and 60s that are still in great shape. I'm claiming that the HW35 will survive you if you take good care of it, no matter if you are 18 or 80 years old. This gun is built for eternity. In the back we have the cheek piece. This is a right-handed model with a rubber butt plate. Yeah, I think I talked a lot about theoretical stuff. To get some more info, we will make a trigger test next. I'm just getting my safety glasses and Diabolos, because it is very important that you don't shoot your spring piston rifle without Diabolo. You could burn your piston hull, so really important, never dry fire it. Now for the trigger test, I'm getting my safety glasses. Okay, I'm grabbing my Lyman trigger weight tester and some AirGhandi's Finest, which we will use later for the shooting test, and the Chrony test. Everybody knows the Finest work perfectly in Weihrauch rifles, and more, also like Diana rifles. And we have a standard setting trigger weight of 800 gram. You can get it further down to, I think, around about 500 gram. And if you want, you always have the chance to swap for an AirGhandi tuning trigger that I'm selling at diabolo.de/en. And you can get the trigger weight down to around 150 gram. I talked a lot. Let's head to the Chronie test and then the shooting test. This is the Chronie test, and I start with greetings to Ösi. I'm allowed to call him that because that's what he calls himself on my channel. He said, you always miscount the number of shots you're taking. Why not prepare 10 Diabolos beforehand? After 8 years and more than 350 euros, I actually never had that idea. That's why I'm asking you to always let me know if you have ideas how I can optimize my channel. Bring it on. Okay, AirGhandi's finest, 0.56 gram, Weihrauch HW35, and we'll take 10 shots. We took 10 shots, actually really 10. Average 8.7 joule, don't panic, it will settle a bit, it is an F weapon, all good. Average 176 meters from 174 to 178, which is a spread of 4 meters per second and a standard deviation of 1 meter per second. A great result. I didn't expect anything else, honestly. Now finally, the shooting test. Okay guys, this is the shooting test. I'm just getting comfortable. You saw the amazing Chronie test, an average deviation of 1 meter per second. Yeah, with this consistency I should be able to achieve a great result today. I'm trying to relax and slow down my pulse to get the best result possible. 12 yards distance, AirGhandi's finest, 0.56 gram, Weihrauch HW35E, let's go. I still see my pulse in the scope. Not completely calm yet, but I'll shoot 2 rounds. Let's see. Otherwise I'll adapt the settings for the second round. Yeah, you see how easy the rifle folds? You just pull this lever to the front so you can fold the barrel. With 7.5 joule you barely need any power to fold it, no problem at all. The whole haptic of this rifle is great, it's really so much fun. The height of the cheek piece, perfectly fine. The Diabolos fit perfectly in the barrel and nothing falls out when folding back. 2 more shots. The closer I get to the end of the test, the more afraid I am to ruin the result. I'd say the recoil is medium. It's definitely there, but controllable, as you can see. Last shot for the first round. Wish me luck for another nice one. Yes, great. I'm getting the target and we'll take a closer look together. Okay, here's a close-up of the result. I just took a few clicks to try and center the second round of shots a bit more. It doesn't matter because the spread itself is more important, but it looks better. Let's see if I can be a bit more precise. I'm giving my best concentration and off we go. Have fun with the second round. Still too far on the right. Maybe not enough clicks, but doesn't matter. That was better. You see, if you concentrate, you can shoot really good results. I just love it. For taller people like me, it is perfect in terms of weight, size, handling. Great. This one went a bit to the right again, but nothing's lost. That one was full center again. It's just so much fun. And after a few thousand shots, the precision will be even better. Wow, I slipped completely. Have you ever seen something like that? Holy moly. Everything went wrong at once. Wow. Sorry guys, my head and the trigger finger were on completely different channels right now. You see what can happen if you are not 100% concentrated. Completely crazy, that's 10 centimeters off. I know I could go and repeat the second round, but no, I won't do it. You see that after more than, I guess, 1,000 shots I take every week, these absolutely incredible mistakes happen to me. It's a little unfair for the HW35, but you can believe me. And you see the other shots. They all go to the same place. I just completely blew this one. Crazy. Yeah, crazy. Now the last two. I'm thinking about taking 5 extra shots so you see it's not on the gun. But it was a huge mistake by the shooter. This, yeah. This is one for the outtakes. What a bad shot. I'm not sure if I should be ashamed or just laugh out loud. The 10 shots are done. I'll take another 5 for rehabilitation. Just so you believe me, it was not the gun. I'm excited for your reactions. I hope you won't burn me too much. I can imagine there will be the one or the other comment. Yeah, I can keep on doing this for another hour. I'd argue that a mistake like that won't happen again. I was completely done with the shot in my head while it wasn't taken yet. Okay, I'm stopping here. I'm really sorry, but maybe it's motivation for some of you seeing that this happens to me while I'm doing barely anything else than shooting and talking. It still happens to me. I hope you take it with a smile like I do. I can handle it. The rifle is definitely top notch. You saw how well it works and shoots. We're taking a closer look at the target again, and then we head to the result. So the second spread was around 10mm, completely ignoring this one shot. I hope you forgive me for that. The result is otherwise great. Now, this is the result. You can still see the excitement in my face. It was so much fun again, and some good old memories came back to me when shooting this HW35E. The shooting result was great, the Chrony test was great, the trigger can be set a little lighter, while I don't have a problem with it as it is. It is not a match rifle. The important thing is to have a nice trigger pull, but everybody can set it to their preferences. So, what can I say? Who is this rifle made for? I'd say for every shooter apart from really slim shooters. I'd exclude these since the gun weighs 3.8 kilograms, so I'd go for a HW30, or if they are taller but still slim, maybe an HW50 or 57. Otherwise, it's for everybody who likes the hunting style feeling, who wants an air rifle made to last and maybe hand it down to their children. A rifle with tradition that sparks excitement. Yeah, for them the HW35 is a perfect model. I even shot my first field target competitions with an HW35. Sure, that was completely crazy because I had no clue about it and shot flat pellets over 27 yards, while everybody who knows me for a while knows I recommend rounded pellets for more than 11 yards. Take the finest or try the King Youngs or others like H&N. Field Target Trophy work really well, so you have some really good choices to shoot your rifle. Something special I really like is the locking lever. You can grab it perfectly. It is all thought through. The balance of the gun is great. The materials are amazing, and you always know that this gun is great value for money. You're just changing money into top-notch materials formed into an amazing gun. I really don't know if this is stupid, but these are my best words to describe it. I hope my excitement jumped over to you. I just had so much fun and some good memories that came back up. I was sitting here in my attic with this gun for hours, days and weeks before there even was my studio here. I I can't even fathom how many thousands of shots I took into a 14x14 box. Definitely more than 10,000 within just a few weeks. After the HW35, I was totally hooked on airgun shooting. It gave me the last push into my airgun addiction, and I can imagine it could do the same for you. Thanks again for watching. I'd be glad if you also visit jabolo.de/en. Like I said, scopes, safety glasses, rifles, in Germany only, everything you saw here today. We only chose the best products that we can highly recommend, and I would be super happy if you leave a review after buying one or the other product. This helps other shooters and they can profit from your knowledge. Thanks again for watching. I hope you're back next week. Ciao, servus, says AirGhandi.